welcome to this week's broadcast. I am Anne La Follette, and I am a surface pattern designer and online coach. And today's topic is all about celebrating 90 years and embracing perseverance. You may be wondering how those two things go together, so let me explain. My dad turns 90 years old today. It is his birthday. I'm recording this on September 3rd, 2019, and he is an incredibly healthy 90-year-old. We are going to be celebrating in a variety of ways today and over the course of the next week. I'll be posting lots of pictures, and you'll be able to see that if you follow me on Instagram at Anne La Follette Art. But the reason it also relates to perseverance is that many of you know my mom passed away recently, and we are all moving forward as best we can. And perseverance is a very, very important skill for us to tap into right now. And there are 5 ways that I thought perseverance could also help you, whether you're in a similar situation, getting through the loss of a loved one, or if you're in my creative community and you're facing obstacles right now or some resistance in my surface pattern design course, which is called the Pattern Design Academy. We're at the halfway mark, and frequently when you are taking an online course, my online course is 8 weeks long, when you're in an online course like that, frequently when you get to the halfway mark, you can find that you are either feeling like you're falling behind or you can feel really overwhelmed. So here are the 5 ways that perseverance is a really important skill for all of us to develop and tap into, no matter what your circumstances might be. So number 1, it's really about the mental game. Really, really important to not only not give up, but to give yourself grace if you feel like you have fallen behind or you are taking things a little bit slower than you expected. You need to give yourself grace and be kind to yourself and realize from a mental game perspective that you are unique and you are going to be learning the new material that you are embracing on your own time schedule, and your time schedule is the perfect time schedule. So the mental game is really, really important. Number 2 is you need to embrace small progress. I love to use this analogy, which you've heard me say before or use before, which is baby steps, my friends. When we were all babies, we first learned to roll over. Then we learned how to crawl. Then we learned how to stand up, and then walk, and then run. It was a process. And when you're going through a challenging time or you're learning something new and there are parts of the curriculum or the material that's really challenging, remember, it's a process. And if you're in my surface design courses, for example, first you're going to learn about Adobe Illustrator. Then you're going to learn about how to bring your motifs into the computer or your design elements and your doodles and color them. Then you're actually going to learn how to make a beautiful repeating pattern and to do that in a variety of different ways. And then you're going to put your artwork out into the world to start to sell it. So it's a process, my friends, and it's very important to realize that you, no matter where you are in that process, that's the right place for you to be, and small steps forward are going to get you to the finish line just as well as trying to move through and power through something really, really fast. Number 3 is that perseverance can really build our self-confidence. When you are facing a challenge or you're learning something new and you're building a new skill set, it takes time. You need to be patient, and you need to realize that you won't realize in the moment how much progress you're making, or that these new skills are in fact sticking and that you're learning and you're going to retain these skills. You need to give yourself some time and then look back at and realize how far you've come. And that helps build your self-confidence. It also really helps you have resilience and realize that this self-confidence is something that you are going to continue to build on, and it's only going to get stronger and stronger. And in particular, in the context of surface pattern design, as you move from just learning Adobe Illustrator to creating your first repeating pattern, the self-confidence that you gain when you reach that goal is amazingly empowering and very joyful and is transformational. And I'm incredibly excited to watch the progress that my students are making right now, because they're right on the cusp of this transformation. And the self-confidence that you gain when you get over that hump, if you will, is really phenomenal. So number 4 is muscle memory. We usually think of muscle memory in the context of exercise or routines that we do and how that builds muscle memory. So I played tennis when I was younger, and so I have some muscle memory. So when I still pick up a tennis racket today, I might be really rusty, but there's muscle memory in there that reminds me kind of how to hit the ball. And if you, for example, love to do a certain kind of exercise or yoga or meditate, if you take a break from it, there's still muscle memory there that you can tap back into, and you're going to remember a lot of what you learned. So when you tap into perseverance and you keep trying something and you keep making progress at something and building a new skill, even if you take a break, which is really important periodically, you got to listen to yourself. So even if you take a break and then you come back to it, you're going to realize that you've developed muscle memory from that not quitting, from that either starting over and watching some of the lessons again. And one of the brilliant things about online teaching is that you can watch the videos and the material over and over again. And it doesn't matter how often you need to watch them. I have watched certain courses and certain particular segments inside courses many, many times. And what's great about that is that when I even take a break and I come back to them, I realize that I have this muscle memory. Number 5, and perhaps most importantly, is if you can tap into perseverance, you can realize that it actually can translate into mastery. And what I mean by that is using the same example we were just talking about. If you're in and learning surface pattern design, either in one of my courses or in someone else's course, if you watch the material several times and you realize that you're going slow and you're absorbing, you're going deep, you're repeating certain techniques, you're developing mastery. And it's very important to not think in the negative, right? So don't think I am slow, or why do I have to watch this 5 times and someone else only has to watch it once? Don't go there. Don't go there. Think in the positive. Think the glass is half full and you are watching the material several times because you are going deeper. You are absorbing it at a whole different level. And however long that takes you or however deep you need to go is going to be exactly right for you, because you are unique and your learning journey and your experience is going to be totally different from anyone else's. So just to recap really quickly, the 5 key ways to embrace perseverance and make it work for you is, number 1, it's the mental game. Very important not to give up and to keep moving forward. Number 2 is small progress is just as good, if not better, than big progress. Sometimes when you go slower, you actually absorb better. Number 3 is the self-confidence that you gain from persevering and not giving up and making sure that you are taking the time that you need to master something or get through a challenging time. Number 4 is think about the muscle memory. Think about the analogy of either playing tennis or doing yoga or something like that, and that muscle memory you are going to be able to tap into as well when you persevere in developing a new skill. And then finally, think of perseverance as mastery. And that is probably my favorite way to think about the challenge and the fact that perseverance might have a little bit of a negative connotation. But in fact, if you flip it on its head and think about the fact that when you're persevering, you're achieving mastery, it's really a phenomenal way to think about it. So thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoy these broadcasts, please subscribe. You can hit the little bell below this video so that you get notified when I have a new video. And I always like to say in closing that I am Anne La Follette, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you next week.